What is your chart ruler and why is it so important? Remember how we talked about the rising sign in some of my other videos? If you're not sure, go look for them. They're on my page. The rising sign always rules your first house, right? So this is you, this is your identity, this is your physical self. Well, each zodiac sign has a planetary ruler associated with it. And so when we are trying to get an understanding of what is the major theme, the major essence that sits over your entire astrology chart, and therefore you in this body, right? So we're going to look at the ruler of the zodiac sign that rules over your first house, or that is your ascendant. So for me, that's Cancer rising, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the moon moves very fast. It goes around the entire zodiac in like roughly 28 days, right? So if you're a Cancer rising, just know that you're going to be changing every couple of days. You're going to have different feelings going on every couple of days, like in a way that makes you feel like you're different every couple of days, right? Because the moon is going to be in this sign for roughly 2.5 days, and then it's going to be here for 2.5 days, and then it's going to be here for 2.5 days, and so on and so forth. It spends about 2.5 days in each sign. So whenever the moon shifts, the energy of that planet shifts. The moon also rules your inner world, your emotions, your intimate, private space. So being a Cancer rising means that that inner world is shifting every 2.5 days. And if you start tracking your transits and seeing where the moon is at, like right now, it's in Aquarius. It's in my 8th house of intimacy, shared resources, money, debts, karma that needs to be righted, hidden enemies, the way that you the way that you like basically hold your own in relationships at the depth and intensity that they need to be. And it's really interesting because I'm going through some personal things related to some debts that are owed to me that were taken from me decades ago, and even prior, more recently than that. And so, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've been sitting with that the last day in a really new light, especially with this full moon hitting. And you can see that the sun and Jupiter are sitting on my actual moon. So they're sitting on my inner world. So this full moon's been pretty intense for me. And in my other video, I briefly talked about, Mercury being retrograde and how it was hitting my Mars and all of this stuff. So it's been a really interesting time. But yes, so the planetary ruler, since it moves every 2.5 days, you're going to feel that as a Cancer rising. So just be aware of that and just pay attention to where the moon is at and what that's doing to your own personal moon and what that's doing to your chart. What aspects is the moon currently making to your own personal chart? And right, for me, the moon is actually opposing my personal moon, which creates tension, and it brings things to the surface to be felt that were previously repressed, right? So the 8th house also kind of goes over the hidden territories, the taboo stuff, the stuff that we repress down and we keep hidden. And it's Pluto territory, which in my other video about the full moon, we talked about Pluto being death, rebirth, and revolutionary planet. So when it is associated with the 8th house, so that's energy of the 8th house as well. It's alchemizing the dark, the shadows into the light, and correcting these types of debts that are owed and correcting the types of imbalances within relationships and shared resources inside of them. So yeah, if you want to know more about your chart ruler, drop a comment below and I'll put the chart ruler in the comments for you. Or if you want to go more in depth, you can book a reading with me on my website and we'll talk more about what that looks like for you. The moon is the only one that moves that fast. So most everybody else has a chart ruler that moves a little bit slower, maybe not a ton, a bit slower, right? We're in Leo season. Its ruler is the sun. The sun moves every 30, 31 days, every month. It changes signs. It goes into a new sign, right? So yeah, just be aware of that. If you have a very fast moving chart ruler, things are going to look a little bit different for you. And depending on what your chart ruler is, that's going to be very different what you want to pay attention to, right? So if Leo has a sun chart ruler, the sun is more outward vitality and its outward expression, its outward personality. So if you have that, then your chart ruler, if you're a Leo rising, which one of my best friends is a Leo rising and I love her. And so her chart ruler is the sun. which means that she's got to learn how to really embrace the outward part of her personality and the way that she shines in the world. For me, it's the moon. I've got to really embrace my inward personality and the way that I feel everything, which with the moon in Leo, I feel everything and I feel it very intensely. So yeah, book a reading with me if you want to know more. Have a great day.